Oh yeah.
The first day of our 7-day journey, we took off from Troutdale, Oregon, with Nelson, British Columbia as our destination. We did a little bit of sightseeing, which for me was amazing, because you have to remember, I'm a flatlander from the East Coast, and I'm a new pilot. I just learned to land. I haven't soloed yet. So for me, this was all just astounding to see.
This is Mount Hood. Mount Hood, yeah. Mount St. Helens, Mount Adams, and far away Mount Rainier.
Okay.
Hello, approach, Southwest 2731, 8,000, descending 5,000.
As in, correction, Southwest 2731, Portland approach, Roger, descend to maintain 3,000, turn 10 degrees left.
3,000, 10 left, Southwest 2731.
I was gonna say we finally got out of an endless winter down in New Jersey. And we're coming to where everything's covered in snow again.
That's so true.
The whole idea for this trip started back around Christmas. We had invited Vlad to a family gathering because he's now unofficial family. And he had mentioned that on the East Coast his right seat is always full, but on the West Coast he doesn't usually have anybody. And he said, "You fly out to the West Coast, I'll pick you up and we'll travel." Well, that's what started the whole thing. And if you go back to the opening video where I couldn't believe it was actually happening, that was when I had made enough and put enough away from working weekends and extra hours and everything to make this trip happen. So at this point in the trip, we're about an hour into a 7-day journey, and we decided we would try to get to a place called Copalis Beach, S16. I hope I pronounced that right. And the closer we got to the coast, the more the weather just got ugly. I'm going to fast forward this just a little bit until we turn around. We made the decision to turn around because it just wasn't as nice as we were hoping for. From there, we stopped at Centralia Airport for a bathroom break, a nice stretch, get a bite to eat, and I have to recommend anybody who's in the area stop there. Their pilot lounge is fantastic. Leather sofas, they even have a chessboard there. Definitely real nice place to stop. But when we landed, the camera on the wing was in real desperate need of a charge, so we left the master on in the airplanes with the camera plugged into the USB port so it could charge. That wasn't the greatest idea.
What's up, baby? What's going on?
She will go. She just need a little bit of a... Maybe we flooded her a little bit. Oh. Alright. So we never leave that master fucking one. No. Alright, baby, let's go. I know we stayed long here, but what the heck. I've never been like this. What's wrong with you, baby? Alright, yeah, take it. I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her from the...
At this point, what happened next, I was upset afterwards that I didn't capture it all on camera, but it was an absolutely hilarious account of us calling the airport manager to find the keys for the club car, taking that to go to the auto parts store and getting a set of jumper cables, coming back and having to find the code to get the club car out onto the field so we could jumpstart the airplane. And right when I had the car pulled up there, Vlad says, let me try it one more time. And you know what? She fired right up without us ever having to hook the cables up. So off we go. Next destination, Nelson.
Next stop, Canada. Canada.
The next leg of the trip was a little unnerving for me because, again, I'm a flatlander from the East Coast, and I'm not used to seeing terrain like this. I'm not used to seeing a cloud deck this low, and I'm not used to seeing no houses. We spent a couple hours flying terrain like this with varying cloud cover, and we finally arrived in Nelson, British Columbia. And let me tell you, I was kind of happy to see civilization again. The descent into Nelson was also a little unnerving for me because where I'm taking my lessons at 12N, I take off, I climb above the ridge, I make my turn, and I come back down in. I'm not used to flying in a valley, and turning around inside a valley is a little unnerving for me. You can see how close the trees are right under the left side there, and we have to make a 180-degree turn to get down on the tarmac there. It's unnerving. You can right there. You can see how close you are. And again, it's just something I'm not used to. So I'm gonna shut up and let you watch the landing as we came into Nelson. I know this video is a little long, and I really appreciate you hanging in there and watching the whole thing. Here's a little teaser of what the next day entailed when we departed Nelson on our way to Stewart. Do me a favor, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and you'll be notified of when the next one comes up. I'm going to try to get it done in the next week or so. Thanks again, and happy flying.